Good morning, good morning, good morning. Shay's Creations again. And I am having a wonderful morning. Not perfect, just wonderful because, first of all, I have another day to celebrate life. That's what it is all about. But I just want to speak a little bit about some of the things that I just learned about, which is not new to other people, but new to me because I haven't been working, never did it. I did not know that with a YouTube channel, you could start a 401k for yourself. Uh-oh, I'm excited. I am definitely excited. But if I'm not mistaken, with a YouTube channel, you get a W 2 because you get to help your Social Security by paying into the Social Security. I am over the moon because I want so bad to have a W 2 form coming in this house when it's time for me to pay my taxes. And then I was ChatGPT because y'all know ChatGPT is my best friend. Yes. But I asked if I could um, get a 401k, and it basically said you would have to do it on your own because YouTube is an independent business. So basically, mm, now I'm back on my grind. And I have to say, y'all don't know who Tina is because she's not too, flashy. She comments, but Tina is how come my YouTube channel came back on air. I absolutely went through a major mental health issue, having bipolar and everything, and I was on my way out. Coral, I cannot tell you how my viewers held me down. Even Gary, who is not verbal in comments and stuff that often, helped me behind the scenes to get myself back to where I wanted to be. Um, Come on now, Beverly. Don't think I'm going to forget about you because you know you my grinder. Every time I see one comment on my video, I know it is a good morning greeting from you. So you have got to know what you mean to me. And I'm sorry. I want to work. I want to work. I have been wanting to work. And then to find out that YouTube is all of this that I didn't know it was. I am so freaking happy. I don't get any money from YouTube. I put my cash app sometimes and don't. I've never gotten anything. But I am so thankful because no matter how long it takes me, I am never going to give up because this is the only option I have. This is the only option I have. I was I was sleeping and I had a beautiful dream. I had a dream that I had a job. I was on somebody's site working. Now, I don't remember the full dream, but it was some type of factory, and I would love to work in some type of factory using my hands, although I have osteoarthritis. But I got fired from the job because of my neuropathy, my feet. And I still was happy about the dream, baby, because I had a job. I had a job, and I mean, it is horrible. It's horrible to live like this. It's horrible. And let me look inside my laundry basket. I just finished doing my laundry. I have to hang my clothes. But I didn't intend to be to break down. But I am so freaking happy because if I ever if I ever wake up and I'm able to make enough to cover my bills, just to make sure I can cover my bills. Because let me explain something to you. If you think that you have it all good now and everything else, just look into how some seniors are living. And I'm saying seniors who have already did everything they could, babysit their grandchildren, do everything, and then they're left alone because the family done got older, they done moved on, and they're doing their life and everything. I found out something so beautiful last night when I spoke with my daughter, although she got really outrageous. But this news is so so beautiful to me as a mother. All I could say to my daughter last night, I am so happy for you and I am so proud of you. And I cannot wait till Coral's feeling better to call me so I can share it with her, because it made me at that moment feel so special. So I just feel so proud of my daughter. And she's on her way to work. She should be clocking in a minute now. And that girl is a night person, and she had to get up. She's about to clock in, and she's having a little, whatever. But boys and girls, when I tell you how hard it is for me, so what I'm going to do today, I'm going to go into my print on demand account that I have never sold anything, and I'm going to design a shirt that says Shay's Creations on it, and then I'm going to start to put it into my YouTube, my channel, into my YouTube, and hopefully I can start to generate something. Now I do know that it is a hard time for everyone, but something happened yesterday and it made me feel really good. I saw someone on Facebook that is now earning a whatever amount of money, and she's not bragging about her money to where people who are not earning are feeling a certain type of way. She's not doing that. What she is actually doing is helping other people with the money that she's being blessed with. And I said, that is my industry, boys and girls. That is my calling. God has put me here for a reason. And as hard as it has been for me, and as many times as I have tried not to give up, I am done. I am done with so much, so much. But I tell you, I keep saying I am here for a reason. I have a purpose. I don't know what my purpose is, but my kindness is just, it is in there some kind of way. But I realized today that when I do make it on YouTube, anyone that I help going forward are going to be the people on my YouTube channel who help me make it forward. And that is it. So off the rip, just say I got a few $1,000 and Tina, Beverly, MJ, Coral go into something and they have to figure it out. Nah, sir, they're not gonna have to figure nothing out. All they have to do is let me know, and I am not loaning them anything. You know why? Because they didn't loan me their time. When I fell down, they were there for me. And I know one thing for sure: I did not know that YouTube is what YouTube actually is, but mama, I am here to stay. This is where I was meant to be. I am loving what I'm going through now. I sit here sometimes, I can't walk. I shouldn't have my walker in that view right there. I just noticed it. But sometimes I'm in here dragging that walker, and when I'm dragging that walker, I feel so bad because I live above someone else. But that's why I have layers of carpet on my floor. But when I found out that I could possibly fund a 401k for myself, I just want, I don't know what to say. I woke up this morning, I have 403 subscribers. Boys and girls, I don't even have 300 watched hours, and that is not going to be a problem for me. You know why? Because I'm leaving it in God's hands. I got up this morning and I went in that room and I sat down at the computer because I had to work out something, with ChatGPT for someone else. And then I said, it's almost 6 o'clock in the morning, and I am going to make a routine for myself. And that is because depression and bipolar is dangerous, boys and girls. But if I fall down into the thing of saying I'm not going to shower because I don't feel like it and all, no, I am not doing it. So when I sat there and I just had this not caring, and I didn't give a F and all this is how my mind was working at that time. I said, no. I jumped up immediately and jumped into the shower. It was I think it was 6:17. Jumped right on in that shower, and I was thankful that I got me some hot water this morning. Got in the shower, and I'm in the shower, and I'm a little dazed and everything, and like I almost wasn't here. I can't explain it to you unless you live where I live with. But then I just, out of nowhere, I was like, thank you, God. And I just kept saying it in the shower. Next thing you know, I started to smell the body wash, and I started feeling all better. And I put the baking soda on my rag and put it on my head and started washing my face, and I just felt so good. But what made me feel much better was the fact that I actually accomplished something. Now,
about 5 minutes ago, I was absolutely freezing because that window is open and I have to freeze by choice. But right now, I'm burning up. I'm like I'm in a 500,000 million trillion degree oven for hot flash. So all up in here is getting a little bit of moistness and everything. But you know what I'm saying to myself? I am sheltered. This morning I thought about the time when I had to sleep in my car. It was the hardest for me. It was the hardest. But the only thing that really got me through was that gym membership. I had somewhere to take a shower. And I don't want to live in the past. I don't want to keep going back to yesteryear when I went through this and I went through that. Those are things I had to live through. I have made it through those things. I just don't want to forget. I just don't want to forget. And at this point in time now, where I am living basically on a hope and a prayer. Every single day, I count my blessings when I wake up under this roof because I absolutely need this roof. But I'm going to tell you something that I saw this morning, and it devastated me because I said to myself, people have a terrible way of thinking. And I don't know how some people make it within themselves. I don't know how they sleep at night with some of the things that they think. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I saw this woman on a video this morning, and somehow she was having a hard time feeding herself, but someone commented on on a fish tank that she had behind her, and I'm so devastated when I see stuff like that because most of my apartment was furnished free because I review for whoever. You understand what I'm saying? When I say free, this headboard was free. This lamp was free. This table was free. This dresser was free. Those bins were free. That chair was free. But I had to review, so I earned it. But good God Almighty, are you really telling me that you're going to go so hard into someone's home and look at what they have and say, oh, you have a bed so you're not hungry? Are you serious? I said, wow. And all I could do is just leave the comments. But the only thing I'm going to tell you, and I mean this from the bottom of my soul, and y'all already know who I am. I'm speaking my piece, baby, because I got to live my life. Every one of you who feel you can judge someone based on what you see in the background of their pictures, I hope and pray God strips everything from you, puts you right on your face, because you cannot judge someone for material gains that they have. Now, I'm going to keep it funky because I live in the hood, baby. There is no hood like where I live. I live in the center of the ghetto. I absolutely live on a block that no one would live on by choice if they had a way out anywhere else, honey. If you really know where I live in the hood. Honey, there is no way I could afford to go into a nail shop and have my nails done, have my hair done, have my eyelashes done, wear the top of the line clothes and all of that. I don't have it. Now, when you see that, that's a different story because some of these people are chasing. I don't own a pair of Nikes. I don't own a pair of Nikes, but there are people with 50 pairs of Nikes at their door that don't have access to food. But give me a freaking break. Stop saying that you see something in somebody's background and that they're not hungry. I am tired of reading stuff like that. I'm tired. But me living where I live, I see less people in the supermarket and more people in the hair supply store. So I get to say stuff like that because look at me. I am living in that life. But you don't get to look at people and say, oh, you have this and you have, because you see something in somebody's background. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should really and truly be ashamed of yourself. But we have these people and will kick the hair supply store down because they don't love themselves. And I don't mean to say absolutely don't love yourself. But I'm going to give it to you plain and simple, honey, because I am 56 years old and I'm walking outside every day without makeup, without eyeliner, without lip, all this other stuff, and I'm bald headed. But guess what? Nobody will ever love me like I love myself. Because when I go into the last place that I'm going into, which is my coffin, anybody know me, you better send me to God the way God sent me on this planet. Now don't let me get you misunderstood. You never know. One day you may see me have to go somewhere of importance and I may want to look extra and I put a little wig on. But to go outside every day and be my best self, hell no. Hell no. I'm going to show up. You're going to know me as I am. When I get in that bathroom and I wash my face, I am thankful. And y'all want to know the little things I'm thankful for? Baking soda is bought with EBT and vinegar is bought with EBT. I am thankful that I have a supply of baking soda, because if I have nothing else, I want to be able to wash this body, because my pass by air is not going to be frowsy under no circumstances. And just like anything else, you have to give it your best, but we have to know when we have to do the things we have to do. I am thankful I have a washing machine. I have a washing machine to wash these clothes and everything else that I'm wearing. But guess what? I am so proud to actually say I don't own one pair of shoes. I see people have to declutter. They got shoes rack all over the ceiling. Everybody is entitled to whatever makes them happy. But how on earth do you live this long and don't own one pair of shoes? I find it so weird, but it is who I am. If someone wanted to take me to dinner, you taking me to dinner with this dress I bought from Temu and a pair of sneakers or a pair of my boots. And my sneakers I've had for a long time, and I bought it from Temu. I am proud of my struggle. And yes, indeedy, this is a struggle, because I woke up this morning and when I was laying down, and you know what I did? Let me see something for a minute. When I woke up this morning, before I said that I was going to turn this Bible open and get my life together, I said I'm going to sit down and read both of my books. Now, they're not that many pages, but I actually got a check, a $4 and change check, because of selling. I sold one book and a few of my ebooks, but you have no idea what that meant to me, to know that I earned it with my hands, with my mind, with my being, just me. So I said what I was going to do today, put some time to go over how I was feeling at the time when I wrote my books, because I may never sell another book, but I will always have these two on my coffee table to remind me that I did something in this world while I was trying to make it. Now, we have to do our EBT applications over. And I said to myself this morning, I wonder how long it will take before I earn enough money not to qualify for EBT, because that will mean I have more money in my life. And I like green paper, baby. I like green paper, because then I got more choice. I got to get away from that nasty way of talking. I have more options. And when people say money don't make you happy, money makes me happy. Money makes me happy. My daughter needs to put gas in a car that someone loaned her to get to and from work. So guess what? I got to find a way to get that gas. Why? Because she doesn't have a way to get that gas. And the only other way she has to get that gas, I am a parent. I don't want her out there. There's things you just don't want. So I am now sitting here saying to myself, Lord, please provide me a way to get my daughter gas. But before I said that, I said to my daughter, I said, Mama, if I can get you gas today, I will get you gas today. And then I went to close my eyes about 20 minutes ago, take my nap, because I have narcolepsy. I was tired, and my phone rang. I didn't know who it was, but I still was, keeping myself professional. And then come to find out it was whoever it was, and they will be here at 2 o'clock. So guess what? I don't know what I'm going to have, but I have my daughter's gas money. damn. Yep, I have my daughter's gas money. And this person is on her way from Jamaica. Yep, just made it to Manhattan. So you have to just stay prayed up, and if you don't believe, that's fine. Still pray just because you feel like having something to do in your day. I am so thankful. When I tell you, I had a person in my home who goes to church every Sunday said to me that she can't believe who she see now in me, because she said, I remember when you didn't believe in God. And I didn't know if I was supposed to take that as an insult, but I took it as truth because it was her truth and it was the truth. I was an unbeliever. I was between science and the now and all this other stuff. And one thing that I always say, this book was written at a time, and now times are different. But when she said that, I said, of course, I was not a believer, and I'm valid for having my feelings, but to know that I hit rock bottom. I hit rock bottom, but I still can say in my rock bottom, I didn't hit rock bottom because I still had a roof over my head. Me feeling rock bottom feels differently from someone else feeling rock bottom, because they may wait till they lose the roof over their head. I'm trying to prevent losing the roof over my head. And then when I was telling her my plans and I'm showing her my videos and stuff, she said, you know, this rent is $2,500. And when I say she's not trying to work in any way possible because she's afraid of what she would have to pay and what she couldn't pay and all this other stuff, I know what's going to happen to me if I lose the only security that I have. But I have to continue to pray. I have to still have faith in God, because that's what got me through the suicide that I was going through. That's the only thing. I started asking God to please just give me a direction in life. Just tell me what to do, because I don't want to do these cards anymore. Why am I in here let me get this, because I don't want to say this the wrong way. I love my greeting cards. But I said, why am I in here making cards that no one is buying? And then I kept saying to myself, I don't want to craft just to craft. I wanted to make a business. I wanted to support myself. Now, I can't even tell y'all the blessing that popped up in my life. Ooh! I talked to Tina this morning. I told Tina because I had to tell somebody, but the blessing that walked up in my life. So the only thing I can say is I am so thankful, and the first thing I'm thankful for when I wake up is being able to open my eyes. Yesterday I started having bipolar issues, and I was able to recognize them off the rip. I stopped immediately and I said, no, this is not working. This is not beneficial. This is not going to help me. God, no, we're not working this. We're not doing this today. And immediately I changed the way I was thinking, because I was going down, and I have to get away from that. God, I'm sick and tired of hearing myself speak like that. It sounds so disgusting, but I said I am not going to fall down. I don't know who it was. I think it was April. I'm not sure, and if April, I'm lying on you, I apologize, but I think it was April that said she could see I was going down to do a downward spiral, and I took that as an awareness, and I took a step back. And I took a step back from YouTube because I didn't want that on YouTube. But you know what? I used to be afraid to talk about the things that I'm going through, especially dealing with mental health and everything, because people have a way of stigmatizing people. Like when my neighbor was here and she said to me, nobody likes me. But she did a whole lot of things for people not to like her. So that's something you have to live with. But I told her, all you have to do is focus on doing the right thing, and you don't have to worry about whether someone likes you or not. A lot of people don't like me. A lot of people don't like me. But most people don't like me because I think I'm better than everyone else, because how I carry myself. I do one thing in this world: mind my business, which means if I see the elevator and it's like 4 or 5 people in the elevator, if my legs are not hurting me and my feet is not hurting me, I'm going to bypass that elevator and walk down 12 flights of stairs. It is just what makes my peace better. It doesn't mean I think I'm better than anyone else, but people will see you in the elevator and squeeze in knowing that it's only a little bit of space, but you don't know my anxiety of closed spaces. You don't know my anxiety of smelling somebody's pass by air and can't hold my breath from the 12th floor down to the first floor. So to prevent anything from happening, I just take the stairs sometimes. But one of the things that really bothers me is hearing someone shake keys. And I won't say why, because you never know who's watching your video that lives in your building. And I know somebody in my building watches my videos because I was able to hear something one time off of something else, and I'm not going to say. But people get in the elevator and they shake their keys and they're in there with bags and they're shaking bags and stuff. You don't know what that does to another person. But when I get into the elevator, say I'm waiting for the elevator and I'm the only person there, and then the front door opens and someone else is coming in and they have a radio and it's on and you can hear everything that they're listening to, and that person jumps on the elevator before me. I don't say anything. I wait for the next elevator. I actually pissed on myself walking home. It didn't reach the floor, but it did soak my pants. I had to go to the bathroom so bad, but I couldn't get in the elevator with the person that was in the elevator because the radio was so loud. And sometimes I ask myself, do you not have enough up there to know that when you get on the elevator, you cut it off? I don't even want to walk down the street and hear all of this and all this other stuff on. I get sick of hearing it. And then there's like for me, because everybody has their own thing, and I don't want you to feel like you have to be perfect, because nobody needs to be worried about being perfect. Just be be yourself, and that's it. Kindness wins. That's it. Just be nice. Don't be a fool. Don't be that asshole. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Don't hurt people for no reason. But I can't listen to certain terms of speech. It makes me have a in my ears. It's like someone took a nail and it down a chalkboard. So if I'm watching something and I hear something, I gotta turn it off. But one of the things that I'm noticing is that I'm using bad words in places where I shouldn't, because I'm watching so many and I'm listening. So what I'm working on now, I even said it today, I was just going to put on one of them children's shows or children's learning videos and just let it run while I take my nap, just to get me back into what I haven't been into in a long time. And that's like English and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know math at all. So I even said I was going to put on some math videos and just listen to some math, which will sound like a foreign language to me, but something that I can learn from. I like to learn, you know what I'm saying? And as I get older, my memory has started to go away. I don't believe I have Alzheimer's, but I do know I'm having memory issues because I can read something to try to learn, and once I walk away from it, I completely forgot what I read. I could read a book and turn the page and someone say, "What did you just read?" And I'll say, "I don't know," because I actually don't know. So when I think of things like that, I think of the fact that, God forbid, if I actually was pushed to be in someone else's workforce, I wouldn't be able to do it, unless of course it was like this factory I used to work at before, and we used to sit at a table and open up envelopes, and the envelopes had money in it, so you would take the money and put it one way and put the envelope another, and if I'm not mistaken, put the paper another. And I used to love that job. It was not a high paying job at all. It was right here in the center of the ghetto, so I used to like my job. But then one day I stood up. I couldn't sit down anymore because my legs was hurting, my hips was hurting, everything was hurting. And at that time, I didn't know I had fibromyalgia. I just knew I was hurting, so I had to stand up. And then when I stood up, I was like, pop, 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 and these hands were moving, boys and girls. Next thing you know, my table was piled up high. And then other people started looking at me, and they started standing up, and they was killing it. But this job used to bring a bus to the location, and they would cash our checks right there. And people used to say, how do you stand up and do that? I didn't even know I had fibromyalgia at the time, but I was thankful that my boss had no issue with me standing up. But it was so funny, within a couple of days and weeks, most everybody was standing up, because then they started realizing they was able to get that money. But there's always one bad apple in the bunch, baby. Somebody started stealing the money and stuff like that, and I knew what the person was doing, but I had to slide away because I wasn't going to be involved in that. I had to slide away, and then karma ended up getting the person, and they ended up. But I always say karma will snatch you in the back of your head and drag you back, boy. You may not say karma gonna get you. I've literally seen karma, and I'm telling you, y'all y'all know about a situation that I went through a couple years ago on my other channel, but I will update in private. But karma snatched somebody up, and I was right in front of my building to witness it, and I was like, and I was thankful. I'm telling you, I was thankful that I was there to witness when karma snatched the person up, because what they did to me was not nice, and I didn't deserve it. So, but what I did in kindness is I held my own. I stayed in Shay's zone and did what I had to do, which was the right thing. But now when the person see me, they can't even face me, because karma snatched that ass up. But when I say do the right thing, not everybody can do the right thing. Sometimes you got to take that turn. It's going to get you where you need to go, because you need to get there fast. So I understand that, but stay out of my way if you see me on the parkway, honey, because I don't have enough insurance to fix my car. So if you're trying to make that smooth turn, trying to make it easy, you see that big old boy-headed face on that car, please move to the left. Move to the right. But I am so happy. I have, I wish I could tell y'all what I'm dealing with right now, but I can't. And that's because I know a lot of people are watching people's videos and judging people and stuff like that. I don't have time. I do not have time to have people judge me based on things they may think, because I didn't even share my beautiful wall unit thing. Everybody's coming in here saying, oh my God, it looks so nice. And it looks so nice, but it was one of the things I had to review, and I'm thankful for it, but I don't want anyone to judge me based on when they walk in here and say, oh, this is nice. Like my friend walked in my room a couple of days ago, and she said, that picture is so nice. $300 on my wall just for me to review. And I was laying here yesterday, and I was just thanking God. I said, you know what? Even if I was to lose my home, I would be devastated, but it wouldn't take me where it would have taken me a year ago. I would just know I just have to go through the process and just hope that I still have my vehicles that I can sleep in. You know what I'm saying? But I have already asked people, how can I heat that vehicle in the winter? We have 0-degree days. There's no way I could possibly, but I'm just saying in case, and I'm not sitting down saying that this is going to happen to me, but I am going to be proactive in everything I do from here forward. But I am so happy to know that I have 403 subscribers. Let me tell y'all something. When YouTube sends me that plaque, and when YouTube sends me a paycheck, it could be $3.66. This woman put her check up, and she said YouTube paid her $3.66 for her first paycheck. And when I saw her face and the tone of her voice, I was horrified. I said, do you know what $3.66 can do to someone? Do you know it is the difference between paying your bill in full when you need maybe 99 cents to make it 0.00, and to look $3.66 like it's not nothing? Baby, you don't have a value right now and an understanding of how blessed you were. You earned that money. You earned it. You didn't lay on your back and open your legs for that money. You actually earned it in a good way where you should be able to sleep good at night. I am waiting patiently. I am not in any rush. I am going to patiently build my channel, because if I patiently build my channel, then the people that are here for me are here for me. Boys and girls are here for me. Now, I'm going to say I have been clearing out my craft room. I've been clearing out my craft room, and today I'm getting rid of a big supply of stash, and I am so thankful. If you want just a box with me stuffing some stuff in there, just anything, whatever the case may be. I'm just, I don't know. I'm not even going any further. I just feel right now just to hold my book in my hand and just I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. But I'm gonna speak on something else that I have to speak on, because I see things the way other people see. Now, this morning I was watching a few videos, and three different people said that they didn't have support from their family, and they had to part ways, and they almost lost this, they almost lost that. And I was sitting down, just not sitting down, laying down, just laying my head on this pillow. I was laying down and I was watching the TV, and I was thinking, no one has purchased my book outside of a YouTube viewer. I am almost positive it was a YouTube viewer. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, you don't want people to buy from you just to make you happy. You want them to buy it because they actually want it. And that's the only time I want someone to buy anything from me, is when they actually want it. Because I don't want them to buy it and then throw it in the garbage. Blood fire. I need my whistle. Should I get my whistle? Oh, no. No. See, missed the opportunity, because I'm in here, not in there. Ah! But I don't want a charity sale. I don't want a charity sale. I don't think I want that kind of sale. But the fact that this book is already in population, circulation, whatever the case may be, I may not make any money today. I may be 10 years older, and then a check pops up at the door and has my name on it. I am extremely happy about that. Those are possibilities. Those are hustles and grinds that I, just try to put out there. When I think of those things, it makes me happy. So it's just a part of life. I don't want a charity sale. I designed a whole lot of shirts, did everything, haven't made one sale yet. The one person that I sent it to said, they're a little expensive, but I put it the cheapest I could, and not one of my sweaters, shirts, anything is over $30. But just a few days ago, said person walked in here with a sweater that she paid $100 for to someone else. And this person didn't even realize what they did to me in that moment. But I thank God for those moments. I thank God for those moments, because they remind me of a whole lot of things that people are not looking into. You can't look at everything right here. Sometimes you have to go deeper and look at it down there, because it is what it is. So I said today I was gonna look at, I don't even know the name of the account, so I got to try to figure it out. I want to design maybe 2 or 3, maybe 3, 4 shirts with Shay's Creations on it, and see if I can start to build myself. And I'm going to do it with the lowest profit margin possible, because it is what I have to do. Now, I had someone in here telling me the other day that I was working on something for someone, and she was like, you need to ask for more money than that. I was freaking insulted. I was insulted at the moment, and I said, I don't want to do that. And she was like, but you have a business. And I said, I understand, but I don't have a business as long as I'm not earning. So there is no business. You can't have a business if you're not earning. You're bankrupt. You're zeroed out. So I'm doing something, and I'm packing up, and she's looking at what I'm packing up, and not everything is about money. Not everything's about money. When you have that mentality with money, 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 there's going to be a time in your life that money can't save you. Money can't save you. So if I'm doing something for me, that's kindness. The person paid all of the shipping, and I made nothing on the sale. But do you have any idea how happy I was to know that my belongings were going to someone that was using it? Just like when Coral saw one of my videos one day, and she saw a throw blanket that she had given me, and it was on the window. And then she made it we was talking on the phone, and she mentioned that how happy she was to see it on my wall. I was crying, and she didn't even know I was crying, because I was just thankful that she was able to see that I used it. Sometimes it's not about money. Sometimes it's about other things. I think April sent me a throw for my birthday. I have both of them on my couch. One month I will take one and put it on the bottom, and in the other put it on the bottom. But when people come into my home, they say, "Oh, that's nice. Where do you get my YouTube viewer?" I am so blessed that now someone that comes into my home believes me when I'm telling the truth. Because the chips, the box of chips that came in the door the other day, when I showed it to my friend, I said, "Look what I got." You want to know why? Because there was 1,001 times that I said to him that I wanted a bag of potato chips, but I couldn't even make it to the corner store, which is right on across the street, just cross one street. And it was in one ear and out the other. So when I showed him the box and I said, "A YouTube viewer sent me this," and he just looks, but this said person now is devastated because he wants me back in his life. He's like, I just want a second chance. You'll never get a second chance, because feeding someone, no, baby. He was here a couple days ago. I was in here all that time, that working and everything. His daughter called him and asked him to get her a meal. He jumped right up, ran right out of here to go get that grown up daughter a meal. And I said to him, I said, "Have a good night." And he said, "I'm coming back." When he called me to come back, I wasn't available, because this man wants to be with me. But he just say if I was laying down and he was in his bed, and his daughter, I think she's pushing 30, would call him and say, "Can you go get me a meal?" He would leave to go get her a meal, but he won't leave to go get me a meal. And I am not against a father being a parent. I'm against a person showing me that they don't mind me going to bed hungry. So, and I don't know, maybe it's something strange about me that I feel that way, but I might have felt like that because we had nothing. Sometimes we had, like, one time I think we had one slice of pizza and there was 6 kids. So those type of mentalities that make you feel that way. But we will be friends forever. But to connect like that again, I thank God that I walked away from that. And it was a struggle. It took me 2 whole years to walk away from him, because he is the sweetest man in the world. When I say he will never chat badness to a woman, you will never hear that man use a bad word to a woman. He treasures, he has a lot of value, but if you can't feed, nah. So it is what it is, and I'm thankful, but I'm having a process with this person, trying to get them to understand the we is a never. I will always be your friend. So he came in here, he wanted something, and before he could decide if he was going to take it or not, he popped the box open in such a bad way. But I literally could have gotten $25 from someone else for that. And then he dropped the box on the floor and left it on a table to run to get his daughter something to eat. An able-bodied person who just came from work, on the way from work, could have stopped to pick up something to eat. From New York City, there's something to eat everywhere, and especially this meal that she wanted. But he doesn't think that way. When she asks for something, he jump. He'll park his car. He'll walk 7, 8, 9 blocks to go get her something to eat. But one corner away from me, if he wants me and him to go somewhere, I have to drive around the corner to pick him up. So you know what I said? No more will I do that. I just don't have to go. And let me tell y'all something. When you can get to the stage in your life that you're okay saying no, and being happy saying no and not regretting anything saying no, that's a stage in your life that you should be proud of, because sometimes no is a happy no, and it has nothing to do with being unkind, being selfish, any of those things. You have to protect yourself. And I'm telling you right now, baby, I'm waiting for a text message. Now, I text somebody last night. Let me tell y'all how this went. Nope. And he did not text me. You want to know why? And this is the man that I want to be with forever. But the reason why this person is not texting me is because he see what God is doing in my life. Some people like you when you are in a different stage of life. Different stage of life. But ever since I started learning the Bible, doing all of this stuff, and removing myself from different things, I became a different person. So now, the only way, if, okay, I have 4 beers in the freezer, in the little refrigerator. If he comes in, he gets to have his little beer. I may make something to eat, whatever the case may be. But there are certain things I won't watch on my TV anymore. He likes to watch those things. He can't watch them here. So if not in my room he can't, but in the living room he can. But I'm not going to sit in the living room and watch those with him. So we don't have any kind of like verbal conflict or anything like that. But it's just the way that I am moving now, because I am embracing my life. So now I text a very kind generic message, and I'm not getting a message back because I'm not saying a certain, I'm not engaging in certain type of behaviors. So it is what it is. But it's 9:30. By 10 o'clock, I'm going to call the person's phone and say, "Did you see my message?" And when he says no, I'm going to say, "Okay, I need you to see my message and I need you to comment." And after that, I will go about my business, just to know that this person is still on the planet. But a few weeks ago, I got a message. "Since you don't want me to come over, what do you want me to do with your keys?" Those keys are not bothering you. They didn't bother you yesterday. They're not bothering you today. Leave them right where they are. When you're ready to use them, use them. What does that tell you? There's nobody up in here turning me backwards. Yeah, so it is what it is. But I want him to keep the keys, because although I'm grinding and taking care of myself right now, those keys are the only thing that remind me that that's the person that I choose to be with. Whether I want to be with you now, I want to see you this month, next month, or the month after. I want that in my make me feel good. So loyalty is a beautiful thing, boys and girls. But loyalty you owe to yourself first before you owe to someone else. And the blessing is, whether he realizes it or not, and I know he does, as long as he has those keys, he knows there's no one in this bed. So there goes that. But I'm truly happy, because I've always wanted to work. I always wanted to work for myself. I always wanted to make my own hours, baby. Let me tell you something. When 24 hours belong to you, that is a gift, funny. That is a gift. But in those 24 hours, you need to be earning something, because there is a blessing behind a check on your name, with your name on it, that you earn. I just want to deposit a check. I just want to wake up one day and it shows that I made enough money that I no longer qualify for EBT. That is a blessing. My friend has a business, LLC, and all this other stuff, and he is not taking any customers unless they're paying cash. And I am looking at him in such a bad way, because he has no social security to leave his kids. If when he dies, his wife will get nothing. Whatever she's getting from him now. Her Pepsi that she want from the store, her ham and cheese sandwich, those type of things. But equity, nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. And me, I'm earning absolutely nothing on eBay, but I'm leaving eBay where it is, because eBay is where I'm going to pay taxes, and that's the only thing that I want. I want to be a productive citizen in society. And when I told my friend the other day, I said, I just want to be a productive part of society. It is such an uplifting feeling to know that you feel like a part of a system that is trying to work to make the world a better place. And she looked at me sideways and put her head to the ground. But I still respect her hustle and grind, because guess what? I've made up my mind, and I made it up yesterday. Anything she leaves here with, she's going to pay for. There will no longer be any, oh, you can have that, or you can, no, 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 no. Because I am starting to understand, baby. And when I went into her apartment yesterday, oh, because of me, her living room looks so nice. And I'm like, I see, come and see my tree. And I'm like, I said, so now I know which way to move. Now you gotta look sometimes, boys and girls. You have to start looking and not like right here, but down there. Start looking. People, places, and things. There was a lady. Now, me and this neighbor had little issues, and there was some that she never even knew that I knew. But and keep in mind, she has access to watching my videos, so it's not like I'm gossiping behind her back, because she has my channel and everything. But there were some things that was some betrayals that I never said. But anyway, there was a woman living in the building and that moved into the building. This said person dropped me like a hot potato and would get in the elevator like I was clear as glass, no hello, no nothing, because her and her buddy was together. And I didn't think anything of it. I just, come and go as I did, because I did absolutely nothing. And I don't know what if it was. I don't know what if there was dinners. I don't know nothing. But I'm not the jealous kind, and I'm not invading anybody's privacy. Now the person's no longer in the building, and now my doorbell is ringing. But you know what I'm doing? I am taking what I have in stride, because I actually had so much fun watching TV with her the other day, having a little chat time and everything else. But I still have myself on guard. But I'm going to tell you something else I learned. And I learned this from someone on Facebook. This person on Facebook, every time she gets, say, 20 sales, she's, I got 20 sales. I'm so thankful for this and I'm so thankful for that. And the next you know, something depressing happens and all this other stuff. So I'm learning one thing. When it comes to money, I'm keeping that off my channel. So just say my phone ring and I got a $50 sale, you won't hear that on my channel. You won't hear that on my channel. If you have access to me, say Facebook, and I tell you whatever the case may be, don't ever think I'm bragging or I'm boasting. Just know that if you actually need something, this is your window to ask me if I have it to spare. I don't remember who it was, and I asked for their address, and I think I sent them $6 or $7. I don't know who it was, but I had a hustling grind, and I was thankful for it, and I was filled with gratitude. But I felt I had to pay it forward, so I stuck it. But I've done that quite often with people. And just like eBay, I have had people purchase from me from eBay, and I tell them sometimes, I'm just letting you know I'm keeping your address, for times when I feel like sending out cards. And I sent a few cards that I just didn't want to hold on to people that had purchased from me in the past. If you're going to bestow kindness to somebody, why would it not be somebody who bestows kindness to you? I may be thinking sideways, but that's how I think. So it is what it is. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what I'm upset about. I have a moringa tea bag in here and a lemon tea bag in here. And if I'm not mistaken, this is my last moringa tea bag, and I can't find any more. And I do have $30 on Amazon that I'm not sure. Is it Rebecca? I don't have enough to cover the shipping and handling for free shipping because I canceled my Prime, so I can't use my gift cards right now. I also look for this tea on there, but I want to use it for my herbals. I want to use it for my herbals, but boys and girls, honey, I am thankful. I just have to keep on saying, I'm thankful. I'm thankful. I'm prayed up. I'm living in faith. I'm living in gratitude, and it is working itself out. It's working itself out. I got a phone call last night from someone that was trying to sleep, and she couldn't sleep because the neighbor was disturbing. And now I made a decision. I'm going to write a letter on my computer. Yesterday I came home and my bedroom smelled like I was in here smoking cigarettes. And I'm getting kind of ticked off because the three neighbors to the right of me are all smoking. So I don't know if it's coming through this window. I don't know if it's coming through the walls, through the vent, but it's coming in. And as a person who was a stress smoker, because I was a horrible person with anxiety and all that, and I just get my nerves together. But there was times, and my doctor used to say, "How many packs of cigarettes? Packs? You crap! I'm a stress when I my nerves get bad. But if my nerves are not bad, I can't even touch it." And I am so thankful. It has to be at least a year. I cannot be around anyone who has it on them. And it is disgusting to smell someone. Just say you at the grocery line and someone is smoking. Because I went to Aldi a couple days ago and I got on the line and the person in front of me smelled like a case of cigarettes. And I had to close my nose. But you know what I did? In kindness, I got off the line, just walked around a few more minutes, let other people get on the line, and then I got back on the line. And see, those things, that's all people have to do. You don't have to get in the store and get all extra and all that, making this big old scene, having yourself leaving handcuffs. Get off the line, especially if you're not in a rush to go nowhere. And I try to go to Aldi when I have nothing else to do, so that I can just be kind, and that's it, and walk out. So I was horrified, but I'm gonna put a letter together because I was told if I need something said, just write it up, type it up, put it downstairs, and they'll make copies and pass it to the building. I just learned this is a smoke-free building, which I didn't know. But even when I did I had my emergency smoke thing. You would never catch me walking down the street with a cigarette in my hand. You would never catch me do that. Why? Because I cared about the person who might be walking behind me. You know what I'm saying? I was walking a few days ago and I felt so good that I was able to walk that day. I walked about 4 blocks because usually I can't walk that long anymore. My chest doesn't give me enough air. So I was walking, and what I walked into was two people smoking a cigarette. And I was, "Ugh," and I, "Ugh," I sort of, the ladies look at me, but she's at the entrance of the building. I don't understand why people with businesses are not putting up signs saying no smoking, because you're at the entrance of someone's building. So as they open the door and it's cold, where do you think that air is going? Inside of the smoke-free building. So sometimes you have to say to yourself, okay, common sense. That's it. A little bit of common sense. And then think about your fellow person, in some of these things. But let me see something real quick. I turned my channel on this morning, and somebody's videos, like three or four of his videos popped on my screen. I'm like, God, I know you're not gonna let me watch this sexy man on this screen. This man got that body, rag on him. Like, but I said I'm gonna watch one of his videos and tell him to take that rag off his head. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say, please take that rag off your head. This man looked like some ice, some candy, honey. I'm like, are you trying to send me a sign? Am I supposed to be looking out there for somebody? Am I supposed to be getting back in the market or something? But this man, I'm not be watching this man on my screen. But I do have my batteries charged, so don't you play no games with my mama over here. But I like inside here. I feel safe in here. But someone asked me, did I want to go to dinner? Child. If anybody takes me to dinner, I'm not even eating. Nope. I'm not gonna say I won't go now that I'm feeling a little better, but I don't want nothing to eat but a glass of water. I saw a woman Facebook recently. Took a picture of the dinner. The man ordered up all this, told her to order up all of this, and then she brought meal for other people. He left her right at the table, and then she put it on Facebook, put the man face on face. But there's no way in the world. I don't care if my child was home hungry. If I'm gonna order something and I need my child to eat, I'm taking my plate home, and my child's gonna eat off my plate. But I would never. Somebody just brought like 9, 11 different people to the table, to the dinner that this man invited her to. He left her right there. Sometimes we have to realize that some of these men are being treated unfair. Unfair. I kid you not. I will always rock for a man because I know the value of a man, honey, especially a good man. And I know some good men, honey, and I know some good fathers. I am sick and tired of what I see men going through, especially the good men. I'm not talking about the trash bags on the street that would chat fuckery to a woman because you got one time to come out your mouth like that with talking to me. You don't even have to worry about what I'm gonna do after I swing on you, but you have no access to me after that. I am so thankful. I lived 56 years and a man has never looked me in my face and called me a four-legged dog. I don't know what I would do, but 9 times out of 10, what I would want to do is hold myself in character and just, thank you for sharing and, have a nice day. I wish you the best and let them part ways, but I have never had anyone. Now, there was a mentally ill person here, but I would never, but to say I've never had that. Never had that. And I believe, just say I was wrapped around somebody and I was loving him up and all that, and we got into words, and he said, you're a boy-headed bitch. I would believe that at that moment, I would take him for what he said, and I would have to appreciate what he said, but I would have to give him God's blessing, and that's his freedom. That's his freedom. I don't think I could ever lay in a bed and open up God's gate of heaven to a man that could call me out my name like that. That means you lost value in me. And if you don't see my value, then you can't possibly bestow kindness to me, turning me up inside, in here, because Mama Sita is. But I'm thankful. I've never, 56 years, I never had a man look me in my face and call me a four-legged dog. And what I see people do and say it's in love, that's not love. That's not love. I have a man in my life now, and one of the things that drives me crazy with this man is he is so quiet. So quiet. Now, I did, say a bad word to him because he don't want you cursing and all that other stuff. I said a bad word, and then when I needed him to come here, he came and he was like, you said you don't want to be with me, and it's so nice and soft and kind and peaceful, and that is what I love about him. But I just need to look communication. I mean, I understand I said it, but your behavior pushed me there. But I apologize. And one thing with me, I will never say those words again because I don't want those words flying out of my mouth in company of a person who holds themselves up like that. But I felt so bad. And I was in the bed a couple nights ago crying, and I was praying and said, God, please don't let them kind of words come out of my mouth again. Because anytime you speak like that to somebody, you lose value for them. And I respect this person so much, so much. He is addicted to his job. He has a whole lot of people that rely on him in the community and everything. And the one thing that he's upset about now is the fact that I just give him time to do what he has to do. And he just feels as if I'm pulling back. I'm not pulling back. I said, you don't know how many times a man wished they had a woman that would go to bed at night, and you can bet using that bed alone. Sometimes people don't realize what they have until they lose it. And the only thing I want him to know is I respect what you're doing. That's it. I'm just respecting what you're doing. I'm not going to nag you. I don't ask when you come in, if you come in, none of that. You have the key. When you come in, hey, and I'm just going to wrap around you. That's it. But don't touch me. I'm dirty. I got dirt. Boy, bye. You better wrap yourself around me. Put your skin on me. I love the touch of a man, boys and girls. Woo! And don't let that man smell good. Damn. I do, but I have my eyes on this one man, but I can't get him to smell like I want him to smell, and that's one of the reasons why I'm partially leaning and moving backwards, because no matter what I do, I can't get that scent that I need. Some people just don't have it, but I need scent, baby. I need scent. I don't want to just. I need the whole 9 yards. I need the scent. I want to smell you. I want to be left with all that on me. You know what is it? I don't know what it is, but I love men. And all of this. I could be celibate for years, but there's no way in the world I'm giving up the touch of a man as long as the Lord puts that on my mind. I want a man on this body, baby, because I am still human. But I need scent. I need a man that smells good. And no matter what I do. What? Hello? Hello? Did you call me by accident?
No, darling. Why should I call my baby by accident?
Ah!
I directly called you.
You're so funny. What are you doing?
I called you direct.
You on
You
break?
just, if I'm awake,
You on break?
yeah, I have no more trip to do until 2 o'clock.
Oh, well, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, nowhere to go, not no more trips.
You want to come upstairs?
Yeah, come upstairs and
No, just come upstairs.
you will finish the rest, right?
No, there's no finish, no rest, or nothing. Just come upstairs.
Okay, I'm on my way. I'll be upstairs.
Okay, see you later. That's my ex, the one that swears out that we getting back together. You see how sweet he is on the phone? That's why I love him. That's why I love him. But when he comes upstairs, I'm gonna get him a beer out the refrigerator. He's on his break right now. My mother is 76. He's 78. He's 78 because he's 2 years older than my mother. I don't know why that man can't leave me alone, but there is no chance he will ever be with another woman. But that's the one. He will come upstairs and he will leave to go feed. But I won't say anything like that to him, and I'm gonna make sure he don't see this video because he doesn't understand. And I'm done talking and telling and all this other stuff, but I'm gonna get a beer out the refrigerator since he's on break. His phone is gonna ring. It's gonna be a customer, and he's gonna fly right out of the door. But I am so thankful for him being the way he is because he just reminds me to stay on my grind. You got to take care of yourself. He told me a couple of days ago, he said, I'm going to leave you in my will. Don't leave me in your will, baby. Leave me in your now. I wanted you to see me, what you give me now. So don't leave me in your will. Nah, I ain't got time for it. But anyway, boys and girls, can y'all see this sweat all over my... But I'm going to say thank you for watching my video and thank you for helping me build my new job because I didn't realize that YouTube was a job. Now, I won't be playing on YouTube anymore. I'm going to start getting my hours. I'm going to put in my schedule. I'm going to do everything because Mama got a job. I am so thankful that although my cards and everything is going to be diminished, I have a whole bunch of cards prepared for an upcoming event that I'm doing. And I'm still today I might sit at the table and make some more bracelets and all that other stuff because I'm really looking forward to this event. I'm wishing they would just pop up and give us a freaking date, but I got some things to do because I have some people coming by. It's not even 10 o'clock. You on break already. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my channel. And thank you so much for loving me because I love you right back.